March 25th, 1944, midnight. Beneath the barracks of Stalag Luft 3, something is moving. On the surface, everything is silent. Guards patrol with heavy steps, but about 10 meters underground, in a narrow tunnel, more than 200 prisoner soldiers move forward holding their breath. The name of this tunnel is Harry. This is not just an escape. This is one of the largest and most dangerous escape plans in history. And the most terrifying part of the plan is this: everyone who is about to escape knows there is no turning back. It all began months earlier. Roger Bushell, known in the camp as Big X, is the mastermind behind this plan. A British Air Force officer, disciplined, calm, and obsessively determined. His goal was not just to escape, it was to mock the system, to get hundreds of men out of a camp the Nazis claimed was escape-proof. When he explained the plan, most people thought it was madness. The camp was not an ordinary prisoner camp. The Nazis had designed it specifically to prevent escape. Microphones were placed under the barracks. Even the slightest digging sound could be detected. The sand was light yellow, meaning any displaced soil would be immediately noticeable. Prisoners were constantly counted, and unexpected searches were carried out. Escaping was not just difficult, it was almost impossible. Bushell and his team began digging 3 separate tunnels: Tom, Dick, and Harry. The idea was simple. If one was discovered, the others would continue. The tunnels were narrow, suffocating, and deadly dangerous. But the biggest problem was the sand they dug out. Prisoners sewed special pouches inside their trousers. As they walked around the yard, they slowly released the sand onto the ground. Mixed with the wind, the soil went unnoticed. As months passed, the tunnel grew longer. It needed to reach the forest because being caught in the open meant almost certain capture. But a miscalculation was made. Maybe a few meters, maybe just a few steps. But the tunnel did not reach the forest. The exit point remained in open ground. This meant every escapee would have to run through the darkness to reach the trees. March 24th, 1944, 22:30. The escape begins. The first prisoner enters the tunnel. A narrow, dark, suffocating journey. Minutes feel like hours. Finally, he reaches the surface, lifts the hatch. Freedom is only a few meters away. He just has to run to the forest. One by one, prisoners emerge from the tunnel. The process is much slower than expected. 1 a.m. The goal was 250, but only 30 have escaped. Still, there is hope. The guards have noticed nothing. Hours pass. Those who exit run toward the forest. And at 4:55, everything ends. A German guard notices a mark on the ground during his patrol. Suspicious, he follows it and discovers the tunnel exit. Then he shouts to the other guards. Alarm sirens begin to sound. The camp is suddenly flooded with light. A total of 76 men manage to escape. But the real story begins after that, because the Nazis did not see this as just an escape. This was a direct challenge to their authority. When Adolf Hitler heard about it, he was furious. He gave a direct order. All captured escapees were to be executed. Of the 76 escapees, 50 were captured and killed. Still, some managed to evade capture. Some hid in forests for weeks. Some disappeared into cities with false identities. Some joined resistance groups. Those who survived lived to see the end of the war. This event went down in history as the Great Escape. Not just an escape, but a defiance. A rebellion against discipline, fear, and the system.